Look in the mirror, don't know what to say, but I'm happy the man I is.
Goddamn, we back here today. Well, let's topping off on the honorable mentions of 2021. Like I've been saying the past few videos now, we're going through the entire week of every day of uploading to close out the year. We're going through some of my favorite songs, which we did yesterday. My honorable mentions we'll be doing today, and then tomorrow's going to be on the top 25 albums of 2021. So 2021 has been a plethora of good music, solid albums, solid projects, EPs, LPs, mixtapes, or whatever you want to call them. So the honorable mentions list just didn't make the cut of my top 25 in my personal opinion. Once again, this is all my opinion. This is not certified facts. I'm just one man that just has a great sense of music taste in my personal opinion, which is once again in my opinion, etc. Whatever. This is all my opinion. So some of these albums you might think, oh, these are top 10, 15, 25, 50 worthy, etc, etc. Hey, this is just my personal favorites, what my tastes are, what my favorite kind of music and vibes and feelings and etc, etc, is all tailored to it. So these are just some of my favorites and some of the things I kind of tailor to. It's not an exact science. It's not an exact concept that can be applied to everyone. I'm only one person. My favorite might be your worst, and your worst might be my favorite. It is what it is. So we're just gonna go through. The full list is gonna be down in the description. I'm only gonna go touch some things because I believe if I counted it right, it's like 30 plus albums I have listed. But I'm probably gonna go through about 10 of them that I really like. I want to highlight and shed some light to. So once again, these are my honorable mentions. This didn't make the top. They made the cut of the top 25. So I just want to give some shine, some light with me speaking on it, or just having the list down below in the description. So with all that talking, let's hop into my honorable mentions of 2021. Right out the gate, Judas and the Black Messiah soundtrack came out in February, I believe. It came out alongside the movie, of course. And I thought I enjoyed the project. Of course, with soundtracks, you get a variety of artists, usually like curated by like one main artist, and then to get a whole bunch of artists all up on the album. I'm not actually sure who was curated. I think it's maybe Jay-Z, or maybe I might think of another movie that came out about a month or two ago that he curated. I'm not exactly sure who curated it, but some of my favorite songs is What It Feels Like, Jay-Z and Nipsey Hussle. Something They Right had Masego, JID, and some other woman, I can't remember her name. Letter to You, which is BJ's Chicago Kid. Teach Me, which had Sir and Rich Nigga Problems, made by A$AP Rocky. A$AP Rocky, man, we did an album for that man, A$AP Rocky, because his features in 2021. He was on a lot of albums this year, and I'm hoping and praying he releases the album next year. But who remains to be seen? That man's tied up with Rihanna right now, which I can't totally blame him. So Judas and Black Messiah, overall soundtrack, just bringing a lot of good artists together on different songs, and they all meshed so well. So I thoroughly enjoyed that soundtrack. Moving on, Lex, we got Denzel Curry Unlock 1.5. This is all like remixed, reinterpreted versions of the original songs. They all had Denzel original verses on there, but the beats were like remixed, made by a different producer. Also got other artists on there to spit and rhyme and have a good time on there. So I thoroughly enjoyed that project with Denzel Curry. Excited what he does in 2022. Hopefully we get a full album from him, because we've been getting the original Unlock in 2020, and then this year we got 1.5. So hopefully we get like a full studio album from him. So I'm excited what he does in 2022. Next up, we got NF and Clouds. NF, he released this mixtape, I believe, in March. He specifically said in Clouds, the title track was just the intro track as well, saying that he wanted to put this together just to help hold us off into the album. Because the last album he reached was The Search. Didn't release anything pretty much in 2020 besides, I believe, Paid My Dues at the end of the year. Or was the beginning? One of the other, yeah, I think it was the beginning of 2020. So he hasn't released much music in 2020. So he wanted to give us Clouds to hold us off to the next album, whichever that might be, probably next year. But thoroughly enjoyed that project, mixtape. I believe it was called a mixtape. So I like the title track Clouds, Lost, which had Hobson. So that was a nice collab for them coming together. That's one of their fan bases. Hobson and that's one of the fan bases always wanted them to collab because they got some of the styles, some of the sounds. That's a Joke, Prideful, Layers, and The Trust, which had Tech Nine on there. Tech Nine definitely snapped on his features. So I thoroughly enjoyed that project from NF, and I can't wait to see what he does in 2022. Next up, we got Corday Just Until EP. As the title of it states, it's Just Until. He released a 4-pack, and this man went 4 for 4. He got Q-Tip on the feature for the first track. He got Young Thug on the track. The feature on the track, so he went 4 for 4. I did a lot of these songs, a lot of mentioning, a lot of these projects. I did some come to form of reaction. Just Until I did the full reaction to the full project because there was only 4 songs. I was like, why not? So a lot of these songs I definitely did the full reaction to. But yeah, he went 4 for 4, man. He had me excited. I was hoping he released the album this year, but it's pushed back all the way to next year in January 14th, I believe, from a bird's eye view. It's Corday's second studio album. Corday, in my opinion, is going to be one of those pioneers. He's going to be leading hip hop for the next 10, 15 years or so. I think he's been compared to J. Cole, so I think he's going to be one of those J. Coles of the 2020s to carry on the hip hop wave. J. Cole, Kendrick, Drake, and all of them always going to still be there, still rapping and releasing music how much they whatever can. But I think Corday is going to be the pioneer of the next generation coming up after them. So I'm excited for Bird's Eye View coming out next month, less than 30 days, about 2 weeks now, a little more than 2 weeks is going to come out, so I'm excited for what Corday does from a bird's eye view. Moving along, we got Skizzy Mars. You probably thinking, Skizzy Mars, he released some music? Yes, he came back with releasing music. He released an album called Fun and Problems. This whole album accumulates all the things that he went through for the last damn near a decade now with him, with drug abuse, alcohol abuse, in and out of therapy and stuff like that. So it was a nice culmination of him detailing with the things he went through, how it made him better of a person, what he had to do to go through to change himself, going through rehab, etc., etc. So I thoroughly enjoyed that comeback project with him. Hopefully he get back in the game, get some features thrown at him, and get some other people to get on his project. So I thoroughly enjoyed Fun and Problems. Some of my favorite songs was Detached, Chips Fall, and Motel. So I thoroughly enjoyed with Skizzy Mars. I can't wait to see what he does in the future of his career. Hopefully he get back to the stardom that he had like in the early 2010s. So Skizzy Mars, Fun and Problems. I enjoyed it. Moving along, we like I said, I have a full list down below. We'll be skipping over a lot right now. Next up, we got Logic, Bobby Tarantino 3. Logic coming out of retirement after releasing this man released No Pressure last year. Had me really thinking he was gonna be gone for like 3 to 5 years. And he was releasing music, Planetary Destruction in January. Then he released a whole bunch of random singles here and there, the Madlib collabs. And then he finally released Bobby Tarantino 3, officially coming out of retirement. And Bobby Tarantino 3 is interesting because it's not like, it's weird because Bobby Tarantino 1 was trap. Bobby Tarantino 2 was like more trap. He was getting more comfortable and stuff. And then Bobby Tarantino 3 is weird because it was a mixture of like laid back, chill Logic, little melodic Logic. There was also some turned up tracks. It was a weird blend. A lot of people didn't like that because it wasn't like true trap music that he had in the original Bobby Tarantino 1, Bobby Tarantino 2. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's a nice vibe. I think Bobby Tarantino does have one of the worst Logic songs ever in my way. That track is absolute straight trash. But besides that, some of my favorite tracks from was Call Me, which is like one of my favorite tracks from Logic in the last few years. Inside. Then we got Flawless, Horny as Hell. Once again, Got My Judge, horny as hell. Ooh, if you ever seen the Got My Judge reaction for that I did a full reaction to Bobby Tarantino 3 because we always do full reaction reviews to Logic's albums. And Got My Judge had me, whoo, that beat switch at Got My Judge, absolutely insane. Then we closed that one Untitled, which is a nice boom bap track, which has me excited because Logic is supposed to be coming out with an album next year in College Park, his last studio album on the Def Jam. He becomes fully independent again, like the Young Sinatra mixtape days. So having it Untitled, close that out, was excited because it's like, okay, this is the Logic. I love boom bap Logic because my heart lives in the 90s. I love music overall, the different branches of hip hop that's grown over the years, but the 90s boom bap style, I always enjoyed it. And when it comes to Logic, when he does 90s boom bap, it always hits. So Bobby Tarantino 3, I thoroughly enjoyed it, but overall, it's a mixtape. It's not like a full studio album that Logic puts a lot of effort into. So I'm excited what he does in College Park. I heard it's supposed to be a side A, side B. Side A is like the traditional boom bap Logic that we all know and truly love, and side B is supposed to be like a supermarket style. So it's gonna be interesting, but when it comes out, I'm gonna do a full reaction to both sides, no matter how many. I think it's supposed to be like 20 songs each. That shit gonna be crazy, but we're gonna have to wait and see. Moving on, next we got Young Blue, Moon Boy. This man got like half the industry on this album to be features, which is absolutely insane, but it was a nice little studio album from him. It was just a lot of good songs, a lot of good features. Yours Mine Still obviously blew up with Drake. He got a Drake feature. Baddest, which had Chris Brown and 2 Chainz, I believe. Way More Close, which had Big Sean, Dying on the Moon, had featuring John Legend, so 30 enjoyed that, and Beautiful Lies, which had SZA or her, one of them, or Keani. No, it was either SZA or her. But I thoroughly enjoyed the track of Young Blue. He got that nice voice, the nice little voice with the auto tune coming in. He got that melodic vibes, the nice R&B's. He's the soul very good. So Moon Boy, I thoroughly enjoyed that project. Moving along, we skipping on to G-Eazy, Things Happen 2. This is the sequel to G-Eazy's legendary album, one of my favorite projects from G-Eazy himself. It was a nice sequel, man. It's a culmination of the things he went through the last few years, because he's been going through drug abuse, in and out of relationships. He was doing a lot of self-inflicting things to himself. So it was nice things of him touching on those things, learning how much he's grown as a person, how much he's grown, how much his music has evolved. And he's trying to just figure out his life, trying to move forward, trying to better his life. So I thoroughly enjoyed These Things Happen too. So the songs I enjoyed was the intro track, the title track, Wanna Be Myself, Faithful, No More, Time, which had that tribute to Mac Miller at that second verse. I thoroughly enjoyed that, and then Gerald. So I thoroughly enjoyed G-Eazy, man. I'm glad to see him come back with the sequel to Things Happen. I think it was a nice way for him to make the sequel to Things Happen, as he's a culmination of the things he went through, and he hasn't decided what he does in the future. Moving along, we got Big Sean and Hit Boy, What to Expect EP. I believe it was 5 songs. They dropped it out of nowhere, absolutely the same. Big Sean been snapping ever since his Detroit 2 album they released last year. He produced a lot of features, and this EP they released with Hit Boy, he's just been absolutely snapping on his verses. Hit Boy, my producer of the year for 2020 and 2021. Him alongside Nas releasing three projects in 18 months is absolutely insane. So Big Sean and Hit Boy, they definitely snapped on that EP, and I'm excited with Big Sean. Maybe he comes out with a full album next year. I don't know, it remains to be seen, but I'm excited what he does in 2022. Next we got Snoop Dogg, Algorithm. This is what a playlist is called. This man got a whole bunch of artists all on this album, which has had like 30 songs on it. A lot of songs had like some singers had their own songs, like Jane Hitchcock. I think she had like 3 songs by herself. He got a whole lot of artists, old, new, present, some underrated, some appreciated, some underground, all coming on the album. It was just absolutely insane. There's so many songs, too many songs that I enjoyed on that project. Too many songs to list, so I just put too many songs to list. But I thoroughly enjoyed that project for Snoop Dogg. He's one of the legends. He's been doing this for so long, so it's good to see him be like a curator to get a whole bunch of people on the album and just make everyone have fun. Make an R&B track, a boom bap track, a rap track, a trap track, or whatever. We're just all gonna have fun out here. So I thoroughly enjoyed that. Snoop Dogg out there, and I thoroughly enjoyed that. And the last album we're gonna talk about is Roddy Ricch, Live Life Fast. Yes, this is an honorable mention for me. It was so much hype for this album because with Roddy Ricch blowing up in 2019 with his album, and then Sometime Might Be Antisocial, and it was just like, I don't know, he kind of like fumbled the bag on this project with so much hype, so much excitement, and it just didn't really hit that well. It just seemed like he was trying to make so many different hits, and so it was like more so like, especially the album was too long. It was way too long. I think it was like 18 tracks. It should have been like maybe 14 at the most. It was just too much, but it did have some highlights. Late at Night, one of the first singles we got, Hibachi, which had 21 Savage and Kodak Black on 30 enjoyed that. Slow It Down, which had Ty Dolla $ign. That track was under a minute long. That could have been one of the greatest tracks in 2021 if it was like 3 to 4 minutes. Because Ty Dolla $ign, whoo, that man with his vocals, you know, he's one of the feature gods out here. That man always delivers a solid feature, and that track was just too short, so it should have been longer. Another track is Man Made in 25 Million. So like, Roddy Ricch, he kind of fumbled the bag on that project. It could have been so much better. He had so much hype behind him, and people would listen to it like, yeah, this is kind of mid. This is definitely not hitting. So, Roddy Ricch, hopefully he does better things. Hopefully he improves. He learns from this and figure out what he want to do with his music. But Live Life Fast could have been a whole lot better, but it was all right in my book. And that closed out my honorable mentions of 2021. Like I said, that was only 10 projects. I believe I went over. The whole list is about 30 more. So you want to go through and see like, why is this not in the top 25? Hey man, it's just my taste, my preferences. You have to wait until tomorrow for the top 25 list, which is going to be absolutely insane to go through that whole thing. I might put on a suit jacket or something though, because that's going to be like a presentation award ceremony. But hopefully you enjoyed my list. Tell me what you know. Let me know down below if you personally agree with me with the list down below. Some of the albums and stuff. Tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm right. Hey, we're going on both sides. Polarity out here. We're gonna be ready, man. We're gonna be excited with the top 25 albums of 2021. And yeah, we got a lot of good music in 2021. So I'm excited. So that's once again to close out. That's my honorable mentions of 2021. So, if you like this video, please like the video. I got more content like this always coming soon, so please subscribe. Honorable mentions. Well, I got one more long video to make. Top 25 albums of 2021. That's gonna be crazy, y'all. It's gonna be crazy. See you next video. Peace.